this is, I mean, for years and years and years, Arizona was defensive linemen. They had Rice and Wadsworth and Swan, and they pretty much, except for Wadsworth injured, Mark Smith, they're pretty much, except for Wadsworth, they're all gone. So they needed a guy to replenish what they, unfortunately for them, spent a lot of time building up and have very little to show for.
Chris, no question, Vanden Bosch has a motor. He hustles. He gives you a ton of energy. You see him here against the option. He does have the ability to chase and close. Runs a 4.68 at 6'4", 270 pounds. Good athlete. A guy that made a lot of plays at Nebraska. But I think when you look at the type of competition, the fact he's surrounded by some quality players, I just wonder if he'll be engulfed, if he'll be steered against the run, just out of the play for it. And I look at Aaron Schobel from TCU, a defensive end, who I was a little bit higher on as the year progressed. I thought Schobel brought more value than Vanden Bosch, but yeah, at this point is about where Vanden Bosch was coming off the board. I would have gone a different direction, looking for a defensive end and going with Aaron Schobel.
Well, let me ask you this, because Dave McGinnis always talks about passion. Does this guy have passion? Because McGinnis wants that on his
He does,
defense.
and I think Aaron Schobel does. So I think Schobel, to me, graded out higher. Now, I would have had Schobel ahead of Vanden Bosch. They obviously disagreed.
We're taking Pittsburgh at any rate. With that pick, they have taken another. I mean, if you're wondering if Matt Millen has made a mark, I mean, Backus and now they're not dumb, but they can't understand why he walks like a woman but blocks like a man. He's Raiola, R-A-I-O-L-A, Dominic Raiola from Nebraska. You remember the kinks? There's no kinks in his blocking, is there?
I'll tell you, you're talking about a guy who's experienced in moving defenders off the line of scrimmage. That's Dominic Raiola. You look at his size, 6'2", 309 pounds. Certainly experience in that area. They run a lot of option. Obviously, they accentuate the run of Dan Alexander and Correll Buckhalter. Question's going to be a lack of experience in pass protection. The fact that he's only 6'2", so he needs a little bit of time. You're talking about maybe 2-3 years from now, a restructuring of this Detroit Lion offensive line with Dominic Raiola stepping in, but he's not ready yet, Joe.
But again, a 6'2" offensive lineman is perfect for a West Coast style of offense. You really don't want the big guys in the middle. You have to be able to see down the field. Tackles can be big. Little guys inside are perfect.
Yeah, for a quarterback, did you have a problem with that?
No.
Now that's 6'3" quarterback.
No, that's okay. But, you know, Stocker McDougal, Aaron Gibson, the two big guys, Blaze, Beverly, Sty inside. I mean, you know, they've got some people who can play. Then you draft back as a restore.
Yeah, they lost Compton, Hardings, and Roberts.
They'll be able to work this around. I mean, but it gives them something to work with. I mean, with these two guys, now you've got
look at Denver, needed a punter. They got Nick Harris. Philadelphia, with Deuce Staley coming off the injury, needed somebody to fill in there and give them some security, some insurance. And you look at Correll Buckhalter, he was exactly that at Nebraska. He wasn't the main guy. That was Dan Alexander this past season. But as a number 2 back, as a guy that, when he had the opportunity, came through big. He had 14 carries for 132 yards against Missouri as a junior. That same year against Texas, he had 20 carries for 136 yards, so he's been productive. This past season, he averaged 7.1 yards per carry. Big kid, 5'11 and a half, 225 pounds. He can take it the distance with that 4.5 speed. And we talk about all-star games. At the East-West Shrine game, I thought he was the best player on the field in that game. And in the 4th round, you're getting value, and you're getting a player who is used to this type of role behind the
to fill Deuce's shoes. They didn't get it done. I think when you look at Buchalter right now, you got a guy that will fill the shoes if something does happen to Deuce. And there's a big question mark if he will come back. But what I like most of all, when you look at those clips, is the fact that Buckhalter can catch the football. When you play in Andy's system, your backs have to be good receivers.